guys can start whenever you're ready.
Hello, Kramer. Thank you for taking this meeting. We really appreciate the opportunity to come and speak with you about our way of looking at how we can help you exit your wonderful business you built over time. I want to start off by giving you a bit of a story. So we've got this great founder, and when I first started, he had this story that he told me about mortgaging his house in order to be able to start a business that he felt would help other people ensure that they can leave a lasting legacy over time. And that story stuck with me. And I think you're going through a similar type of thought process, and we wanted to ensure that easing you through the process was a thing that we'd make sure that we did. So here's an agenda for our meeting today. First off, I want to introduce who we are. We're Valitas Capital Partners. We think we have a solution that will help you ensure that you leave a lasting legacy for your family and for yourself. Number two, we'll go through the industry and company overview. Number three, we took the liberty of doing a financial forecast. We want to walk through that with you. If you have any questions around that, we'll answer that. And then number four, we want to give you what our strategic options are. We think they're well suited to your needs. We want to ensure that we can work with you to address any questions that you have. And then we'll do a conclusion. So first off, who are we? Valitas Capital Partners. Our job is to unlock value. We want to ensure that we help create optimal exit opportunities for you. So our specialties, number one, corporate strategic advisory to entrepreneurs just yourself. I indicated earlier that our founder was an entrepreneur at heart. He knows the challenge of ensuring that individuals create value, and that's essentially what we want to do for you. The way that we've gone about this over time is ensuring that the M&A executions that we do are done efficiently and optimally, and we have a seasoned advisory board. And I want you to keep this in mind because that's one of the things that we consider to be our secret sauce. And if you look to the right side of this slide, you'll see the three pillars for organization. Number one, experience, rigor, and access. And we'll walk through each of these individually. So experience. On the left side, we've got a brief rundown of some of the transactions we worked on over time. Suffice it to say, we have experience working with transactions both small and large, $200 million all the way to $46 billion. So what we've done is we've built a team of individuals that knows how to get the deal done. And through that, we'll ensure that this deal is completed over time. So we've done about 200 transactions over time, M&A and financing, and the total transaction value is about $125 billion. So the individuals you see on your right side are some of our advisory board members. I've already mentioned that this is our secret sauce. What we seek to do is provide access to these individuals. And so when you engage us, when we start working together, you'll have full access to former McKinsey consultants, individuals that have helped entrepreneurs grow SMEs, small businesses like yourself, individuals that were investment bankers, former corporate securities lawyers. You'll have access to these individuals, so if you have any questions along the way, we can have those answered. And our third pillar is rigor. You can tell from this little diagram here that there are a couple of things that we do very well. And the point at the end of the day is that we want to ensure that we put together a plan and we execute the plan as rigorously as possible. We know that you've put a lot of hard time and energy into building your business. We don't want to diminish that. We want to ensure that the plan that we put forward is one that ensures that your future and the work that you put in is that value is unlocked. And with that, I'll turn it over to Wendy, who will talk about the industry overview.
Thanks, Julius. And the discipline of the office furniture and equipment primarily engaged in manufacturing office furniture and office fixture products. And as we look at the industry analysis, we found there are three main challenges for the industry, which are political uncertainties, slowly increasing demand and increasing competitions. However, when we look at the chart on site, we notice the industry has lower enterprise multiple than the market average, which indicates the industry has been undervalued relatively, and it makes the industry a good candidate for M&A transactions. And let's take a quick look at the recent M&A deals for your competitor. For the closed case, the Intermetro Industry Corp was taken over in last September, and the closed deal was around 542 million Canadian dollars. The total revenue for the corporation is around 547 million US dollars. And in most recent case, last December, one of your major competitor, Knoll, announced it has acquired its who is a manufacturer for conference and meeting room furniture, and it increased the global capability of Knoll. And for the M&A can bring the benefits for 4 points, which is the gaining greater value, increasing cost efficiency, increasing market shares, and gaining greater competitiveness. Next, I will pass Yuki for the company.
As we all know, Maple Leaf design and manufacture the workplace interiors, include the desk, tables, and the private office system, etc. The company is based in Toronto, and its business is operates business all over the world. Majority of its international sales will come from the United States, which leaves the company with a higher exposure on exchange rate. For the past 5 years, the revenue for the company had grown steadily, and however, during the same period, the EBITDA was negative in 2011 and 2012, which is mainly due to the higher SG&A cost. The gross profit margin were very consistent for the past 5 years. However, when we compare to the industry, is relatively low. As we can see from the graph, the Maple Leaf has the lowest gross profit margin when compared to its main competitors in the company. Based on the past 5 years data, we made a roughly estimation for the future 5 years for Maple Leaf, and we took the average for the growth rate of revenue and cost, and we decreased the SG&A cost by 1% every year after 2018. That is because the previous investment in the 7 system will be realized in 2018. And so the revenue will grow in a steadily rate in the next 5 years, and the EBITDA will grow as well, keep growing as well. The net income were negative for the past 5 years, and based on our estimation, it will turn from negative to positive in the next 5 years. We have seen some opportunities here that we can create more value on the company. So next, I will pass to Charles to talk about the concerns and the roadmap.
According to our conversation last time, you have 3 concerns about the existing strategy. First one, you would like to exit this business in 5 to 7 years. And secondly, your family member have low interest to take over this business. Finally, you hope your employee can keep the jobs safely. Based on the constraints, we would recommend you to sell the business to somebody else. Between financial buyers and strategic buyers, we would recommend you to find a financial buyer. What's the requirement for financial buyer? There are 3 requirements. Firstly, the annual return should be 20 to 35%. Secondly, the data should be 50 to 60% of the whole deal size. And finally, the in furniture industry, the data would be 3 to 4 times of EBITDA. Now I will pass on to Kevin to talk about the exact option.
Thank you, Chad. So how do we get you from where you are now to where you need to be? And the answer to that question is our value proposition. So what we're recommending is a 2-stage strategy to see you through to retirement. So the first stage, we're going to focus on your margins. We're going to bring your margins more in line with your industry competitors and potentially exceed theirs. And doing that, that's going to generate a lot of cash. And with that cash, we'll look for accretive and strategic acquisition opportunities to make a business that's going to ultimately be more attractive to financial buyers. So stage one, where we look at margin improvement, we're going to work with you and our advisory board to find ways that we can expand your market share. We'll defend your existing market position and look for ways that we can expand that by exploring new markets, expanding product lines, investing in your sales training and expanding your sales force, and all that with an integrated marketing strategy, all to drive revenue. On the other side of that coin, we're going to be looking at your costs. We have an expert on our board with Lean Six Sigma experience, and he's going to work with us to optimize your cost structure. We'll take a look at innovative capital projects, which will help reduce your costs, and we'll take a closer look at your management structure and efficiency, all with the ultimate objective of operational excellence. And as I previously mentioned, with the extra cash that Maple Leaf will generate, we'll look for M&A opportunities where we can find deals that will offer size and scale, operational synergies, cross-selling opportunities, new sales channels. All this ultimately so that when we're looking to sell Maple Leaf will be as attractive as possible to a financial buyer. And with that, I'll turn it over to Julius.
And just to conclude, you've heard a value proposition. I think the combination of your expertise and our deal experience can really drive value, and we hope to work with you in the future. Thank you.
Questions? So grow revenue and expand margins, and I'll make a bunch of money. It's kind of easier said than done. I've been trying to do that for the last 20 years. So why is it that you figure if you get involved, that's going to change, it's going to improve significantly?
I think, so one of the things we mentioned early on was the fact that we have an advisory board, and we mentioned that we believe that's our secret sauce. Our firm view at Valtest is that nothing can be done adequately by yourself. And so we think bringing outside partners like our advisory board members can help you drive each of these individual items. So on the revenue side, we've obviously listed a whole slew of these. We have experts on our advisory board that have worked in this field for decades. And we believe that if we bring each of them in to work with you on an individual basis, we can drive each one of these incrementally over time. On the cost side, we really like the point around Lean Six Sigma and process improvement. We think that that's one of the things we bring to firms, and we've seen that over time it helps to drive that margin improvement that you just mentioned. And so by bringing these people in, the innovative capital projects that's largely around automation, by doing these things and kind of connecting our advisory board with your expertise, we think over time we can really drive that value that we're looking to do.
Okay. It sounds expensive.
I mean, all good things come with a cost, right? So I think the reality of the situation is that we're looking at a 5 to 7 year process. So this is going to take time. And one of the things that we like to do is take an upfront fee, which is consistent with the street, but we like to make money if you make money. And so one of the things that we've done within our cost structure is ensure that we tie our revenues, it's more back-ended. So once that deal is completed, that's where we'll share in the wealth that we create together.
Okay.
So these advisory board secret sauce people, would they be like consultants? We've had these people come in the past and we haven't been really very satisfied with the work.
The answer to that is we do things a bit differently. I think the fact that we considered our secret sauce really speaks to how much we value our advisory board. We vet each and every single one of these individuals over an extended period of time. We look at their track record, and we only bring them on if they have a track record. And considering that the individuals that we have are fully vetted and we believe they can drive value, and they've done it in the past. I mean, that's why they continue to be on our board. Considering that they've done that in the past and they continue to drive value, we think, and once again, I go back to your expertise. I'm doing this for a long time. We think the combination of our two teams can make a really good end result for all of us.
Great. Thank you. Good job.